Superpower looking to project influence in the newly opening Arctic? Look no further than Greenland, the gateway to the Arctic Ocean. Most of Greenland, this massive island, is located conveniently within the Arctic Circle. This is why it was the chosen jumping-off point for Arctic explorers who were trying to be the first to reach the North Pole in the early 1900s. In fact, the US recognized that this massive island was a smart geopolitical location a long time ago, convincing Greenland's colonizers to help them evict an Inuit community so that they could put an airbase up here. The top of the world turned out to be a perfect location to traverse their growing empire and to spy on the Soviets during the Cold War. They even had nuclear weapons up here for a time. And it wasn't just one base. Over the course of the 20th century, the US set up a handful of military bases in Greenland. They used this island to put up these massive radar systems, which would serve as early warning in case a Soviet invasion came from the north. And now it just looks like a full-blown prop from a Star Wars movie. I mean, look at these. So Greenland's strategic potential was clear, but once the Soviet threat went away, the US mostly abandoned its presence here. Though they still have that base way up north, and they've turned it actually into the base of their Space Force. But they eventually closed down their embassy. Nothing really useful to the great powers. Just a frozen island at the doorstep of a frozen ocean. So Greenland, this massive Arctic island at the gateway to the Arctic Ocean, is now becoming much more important. That's because this ocean that's always been frozen is melting more and more every year, opening it up to new trade routes, to new resources, to new versions of influence that can be exerted at the top of our planet. And so great powers are once again paying attention to this place. Because great powers no longer see a desolate frozen island, they see opportunity. They see an island perfectly located close to new enticing shipping lanes. They see an island with territorial waters full of new resources, whose territorial claims theoretically extend all the way past the North Pole, incidentally overlapping with Russia and Canada. They see the potential of this place being a repository of rare earth elements, the stuff we need to build modern electronics like cell phones, computer hard drives, and electric vehicles. Suddenly, this place is becoming a lot more valuable in the eyes of people who...
Yahweh, Brakta Yahweh Shai, Brakta Yahweh, Brakta Yahweh Shai, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. The demonic to the elder apostle of great Muslim who will, their citations that are often put to the truth, across the four corners of the earth, to the fear and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, and Yehovah Let, who the word inwardly called God named Yahweh, who the word inwardly called Jesus Christ named Yahweh Shai. But the Hebrew Israelite that consisted of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the American Indian, and those in line descendants, rest on the tribe of Israel, due to the scattering among the nations across the four corners of the earth, to the fear and power of Yahweh Shai. This is Mahar Yakub, the great Wilson, Los Angeles camp of the Inland Empire region, and Almanal Rasdal are willing to be edifying to the fear and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Yahweh Kakadash, which is the Holy Spirit. So I was going into Greenland, after last week, Trump threatened to take Greenland, all right, from Norway. Now, right, and help to it, all right, a strong ally, all right. Like I did a video last week, yesterday, what to take Greenland. All right, birthday Yahweh, birthday Yahweh Shai, call Allah Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, call the man on hating the whore. All right. I say how Kakadash, double out of the other part of the will, to earth, I take to the honor, put to the truth about the four corners of the earth, and the fear and power of Yahweh, but Yahweh Shai, that the hope will let, if the word really called Jesus Christ, then Yahweh Shai. They would want really called God, then Yahweh. United States. So the Hebrew Israelite that consisted of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians, and other line descendants go back to the tribe of Israel due to the scattering of the nation across the four corners of the earth.
the belt?
Mahari called from the Great Military Los Angeles camp. Back in the This article, Germany joined Canada, Sweden. All these are members of the NATO, the EU, which is part of the beast. All right. And other nations extended troops to Greenland. And Trump threat intensified. And Germany had joined other NATO allies like Sweden, Canada, and Netherlands to send troops to Greenland as President Donald Trump intensified his threat to take over the country. Troops will be deployed to the Northern Territory this week, according to the report. Right, because video the mother shared. I'm trying to put it in post. That's just kind of long, but going to how United States have a military base in northern Greenland. Not in Greenland, but it sit right across from Greenland. All right, so these are definitely building up in the Arctic. All right. The German politician Peter Bayer told Bill that the deployment is not meant to spark a confrontation against the U.S., but a measure to ensure the common security interests of all NATO partners. Nothing less can be our ambition and our solidarity with Denmark and Greenland are wavering. Right, Denmark. Right. It's over Greenland. Several officers from the Swedish Armed Forces are arriving in Greenland today. Swedish Prime Minister Ulf Kristersson posted at the Wednesday they are part of a group of several allied countries. Together they will prepare for upcoming elements within the framework of the Danish exercise Operation Arctic Endurance. It is at Denmark's request that Sweden is sending personnel from the armed forces. All right. The deployment comes as Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen that Trump pushed to acquire Greenland is totally unacceptable to the people of both Denmark and Greenland after a brief meeting at the White House on Wednesday. Rasmussen told reporters that he and Greenland's Foreign Minister Vivian Motzfeldt had a frank but also constructive conversation with Secretary of State Marco Rubio and Vice President J.D. Vance. He said Denmark was eager to work with the U.S. and other NATO allies to ensure the long-term security of the massive island. But he said both Danes and Greenlanders have no desire to get bought or conquered by the U.S. The president has made his view clear, and we have a different position. Rasmussen said they could escalate in the upcoming week. All right.
Au Groenland, territoire autonome du Royaume de Danemark, les Européens ont une responsabilité particulière. Car ce territoire appartient à l'Union européenne, car ce territoire est aussi celui d'un de nos alliés de l'OTAN. La France a décidé de se joindre à l'exercice qui a été programmé et lancé par le Danemark de manière souveraine et indépendante dans le cadre d'Arctic Endurance.
So France joined the party. If they have any more join, you know, in the coming days or week. Alright. It's the beast. Alright. They're there. Started to 7 head and 10 horns. Yeah, Belgium, Denmark, France. Those are two major players. All right, the Netherlands. All right, Germany. That joined the party so far. According to Tweet. All right, the smaller nations. All right. So we're at that time of the 17, not 17, Revolution. Okay. Off the well, the wrong reason. Okay, because to the video, all right, he put all things unto himself. All right. Okay, that was also last week. Right, he put all things unto himself. All right. He's going up in there for the mineral and different stuff as the resources. All right. But he's trying to take a different narrative. All right. But the real goal is to go after the resources. All right. In Revelation 17:9, here is the mind which hath wisdom, the seven head or seven mountains government, on which the woman sitteth with the America. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet to come. And when he comes, he must continue continue a short pace. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7th. All right, talk about America coming out of Great Britain. All right, and going into perdition, destruction. And the 10 horns without stars are 10 kings which have received no kingdom, and yet but received power as king in 1 hour with the beast. So that 1 hour with the beast is expiring. All right, coming to an end. Okay. These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. All right. But they're going to turn their back onto the beast. All right. Verse 15, the 10 horns without stars upon the beast, he shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. All right. Because it could be real one of the incident situations that make the beast hate the whore. All right, because the whore, America, is going after the beast resources. All right, it's NATO, the EU. All right, and the beast, it's not allowing that. All right. He said he put all things unto himself. All right, going after the resources, because on Instagram, Peter TL, Dan Altman, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates have invested in AI-driven rare earth drilling in Greenland. Altman, Bezos, and Gates have backed Kobo Metals, an AI-powered mining company searching for rare earth minerals on the island. These materials are essential for EVS clean energy infrastructure and key defense technologies. PTO is also backing a separate startup that aims to build a high-tech freedom city in Greenland, centered on experimental government model and next-generation technology. These devils at work. All right, he put all things to themselves. Habakkuk 2. All right. All right, the same playbook that Esau always used, you know. Okay. And also because he transgressed by wine is a proud man, how to keep it at home. For as long as he died as hell and has death, it cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations and heap it unto him all people. Alright? I try to take up all the resources. Alright? So that's all.